So the problem we had was locking in those max profits, and this is why the Overwatch has come into fruition. So I'm E9 and this is the presentation of the Overwatch. This is just finished and I'm about to launch it on TradingView as a script. Anybody can access this, but there is some amendments in the settings which I'm going to cover in a future video, but for now this is just the presentation for how this works. So the first thing we're going to look for is the Overwatch is moving into the upper boundary or the lower boundary, so as you can see in these areas. Okay, so as the Overwatch moves into the boundary, we're going to look for a move out and then a divergence. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll just label that on. Okay, so as you can see, I've labelled up the divergences here, and the divergences only happen after the Overwatch has moved into the boundary areas. Okay, so as it moves into the boundary areas after, as a divergence prints, there is a slight one here. It's very weak though, it's literally kissed it, and this divergence is nothing happening there. Okay, so the next thing we're going to mark on the chart is after the divergence happens, Overwatch crosses the EMA. Okay, we have an EMA here on the chart, the black line. Now after the Overwatch crosses that EMA, and we're going to label on the chart vertical line as so. So as you can see, the vertical lines have been plotted, and it just gives an indication onto the price chart of which candle we're entering on. Okay, so the next goal is to load up the chart with a run up. So as you can see, it's labeled up. So we're using this vertical line to see which candle the Overwatch will show. Okay, so as this is crossed up, it's going to be poking up like so. Okay, so that's the point where we can look to take action. So I've labelled the run up. The run up is from this particular vertical line up until the peak. Okay, so that's the run up, the max profit, which is 7.2%. 17.5%, 6.9%, 6.8%, nearly 40%, another 6%, so minimum of a 6% move. So the next thing I'm going to do is just label from this particular entry the exit. Okay, so the exit will be simply as this Overwatch crosses the EMA black line, we're going to look to take action. Okay, and in this case, take profit. So now that I've labelled that on, I've just changed the run-up colours from green and red to blue and black. You know what this effectively spells out, okay, is that as the Overwatch crosses to the upside, okay, we have a run-up. Okay, there's a clean run-up on pretty much every move. So the run-up there, max profits, okay, but then as the price starts to come down, okay, we can look at the Overwatch and we can see that cross back to the downside, okay, for risk management. So as this crosses to the downside, we've just labeled this vertical exit line in red, and you can see that. Okay, so this is one example. So we're entering on the cross up of the Overwatch after the divergence inside of the boundary. It moves up. Now how to nail this max profit is the key. Okay, and this is where the TRENDMASTER system all comes into one. So, you know, effectively we're trading against the TRENDMASTER here, but still there is a trade. We can use the ripple and wave chart to take entries and exits, but effectively this is the exit from the Overwatch, and you can see there's profit there. How much profit exactly? There's 3%. Cool. Okay, next move. We can see here the black rundown, max profit 17.5%. Now as this moves back through, okay, the exit point for the short position, and we have a run up of 6.9%. Okay, so as you can see here, the 17.5% profit on the exit is about 15%. Okay, so next one, divergence in the Overwatch boundary, cross, then we have the entry here, we have a nearly 7% run up, but then after a few times, 1 wick back up to that level look, and then we cross. Okay, so on this exact candle, you can see here, and trust me, I've been using oscillators for a long time, I know how they print. So at this particular point on that candle, as that candle closes, it's going to be peaking underneath. So you can close that trade with a tiny bit of profit. There's not much profit there, there's just 0.5%. Okay, so next one, divergence in the boundary, cross to the upside. Now we do have some things here. It's touched it. There's not real much to go off there. So that's not what I mean by divergent. Divergence is too clean, lower highs, and then a cross. Okay, so as you can see here on this candle, cross, 6% move. Sorry, 6% run up, and then after a bit, it's slowly moving down. So again, these trades previously, 6-7% trades, are trading against the TRENDMASTER. I can tell you this now. By the way, as this has crossed back down here, you can see on this particular candle exactly, close out with a touch of profit. Okay, next one, divergence. We do have a small divergence here, okay, so but even still, okay, as this divergence prints, it's crossed here. Okay, you could enter here, but it's exactly the same level as when it does cross. Okay, so when it does cross, we're here. Entry, move up, run up is to here, so 16.8%. And then as it's crossed down for the first time, okay, it's just dropped down there, and I've just put this here, and that will leave us with 8%. Okay, but obviously after that, it's moved up nicely. But I'm just going on the exact rules, okay? So if you follow the exact rules, there's moves. Okay, so the final one, we've moved up. So each one here, you can see a push, and then we've got these divergence printing. You can see triple crown up the top there, and then we've crossed down just here. Okay, so black run down 6%. And this would be trading against the TRENDMASTER again. This is what it is. This is why it's called the Overwatch, because it's lightly giving you the heads up. So this will always be kind of against, but this is where you see the divergence, then the cross. Okay, so the divergence, then the cross, run down 6%, but as it's come back up and crossed the Overwatch EMA, you can see here, you can exit. Okay, with a small amount of profit. And if you're spot buying, there's no risk. You're just simply moving the position out, waiting, then re-entering. So that's it for the Overwatch, guys. I'm going to publish this on TradingView. Feel free to get it. If you're looking for the exact settings I'm using here, please message me. I'll likely do another video in the future. But the indicator doesn't come out of the box with the correct settings. Okay, so just bear that in mind. If you want the true settings, message me, get in contact with me, and let's get it done. And as you can see here with the TRENDMASTER overlaid, it is so powerful. I mean, this is just insane. You know, there's many details to talk about, but I don't want to talk about how to enter this system. This is a whole, program in itself. But at the end of the day, this is black. Okay, as you can see from this trading against the TRENDMASTER, so you're looking to scoop them profits. Okay, especially as it approaches this TRENDMASTER level, and as you can see, it's chilling, and we've exited here. TRENDMASTER's blue. We cross to the downside. We exit here. This is an exit point. Okay, the TRENDMASTER, we've moved up into profits. We know it's moving. Trades can be taken around this point. We're exiting using the Overwatch. You're taking a short to the downside here, and as this breaks, this can be boosted, doubled up, whatever you want. Okay, here this small trade trading against the TRENDMASTER. Look, it's spiked onto the TRENDMASTer level, spiked again onto the TRENDMASTer level. Clean opportunities to exit, and we're moving lower. Okay, so we're talking about this one down here. So the one I was looking at was this one where we exited on this particular point. But as you see here, this is the TRENDMASTER blue. Okay, TRENDMASTER's blue upside. Pretty sure there's a Fibonacci entry there also, but as I just talked about, with just the Overwatch, you're going to exit here. But with the TRENDMASTER level, you're likely going to add to position. Okay, and then it's fired up. So yeah, another thing also, there's no divergence really here. I mean, this is a bit of a weak one. You could take this, but as it passes up back through, you're probably going to be re-entering very quickly. Yeah, so with that being said, guys, we will pick this up soon. We've got a couple of more indicators to launch, a few more tools, and then we should be finalising the TRENDMASTER release. Cheers.